Hello, my name is Mo Hassan, and thank you for joining me from one of the most beautiful places in the world, Oahu, an island here in Hawaii. And I'm excited to share with you actually that at the end of this month, I'm going to be in Toronto, back on the mainland, because I'm going to be there helping some friends solve a particular problem in business. But before I get there, let me share a little bit of this view. So please join me over here on this window, and you will see Diamond Head, which is a beautiful volcano that's hikeable, and it's got all sorts of amazing things going on. And I love volcanoes, I love hiking, and I also love the beach and the ocean. And take a look, right next to it is the ocean. And this is one of the most beautiful things about Hawaii, is the ability to have this sort of stuff together. Okay, so let me give you a glimpse into my life. So I want you to know something real quick. I used to be an employee of corporations. Yes, that's right, an employee of corporations. And I loved it. I loved it. I worked for amazing organizations, got to do amazing work. But what I didn't like was having a job. I didn't like the 9 to 5. I didn't like being stuck at one place and not being able to travel when I wanted. And there was only like 2-3 weeks of vacation available a year. So I decided to become an entrepreneur and take the amazing people that I used to work for, and now those types of folks are now my clients. So I want to show you just a little bit here through these photos of just my life, of me speaking on different stages at Microsoft and the patent office and in other countries, being interviewed for TV shows, and famous politicians, and I'm friends with amazing famous people in the world, and I've spoken on a TEDx stage. And I share that with you because there's a particular thing that I'm doing at the end of the month in Toronto, and it's going to be about helping friends solve a problem in business. Well, what kind of problem is it that I want to help them solve? Well, right now, what do you think the biggest problem is in business? What do you think the biggest problem is more specifically in your business? And you could think it's employees or this or that, but I encourage you to think that perhaps the biggest problem in your business is simply income. If you had more money, you could solve a lot of problems. Well, how do you solve the income problem in your business? Well, if you're in business, you should be solving problems. So let's look at another major problem that exists. And this particular one is in the corporate world. And it's a hidden problem. Most people don't even know it is a problem. And that problem is that there's not enough quality vendors. Yeah, that's right. There's not enough high quality vendors out there in the corporate world. And so you end up with weird stuff. Like, if those of you that have ever been to a corporation, you ever had toilet paper in an office building? Like, if there was a better vendor, they would have sold them better toilet paper, right? Or things could have been designed better, or all sorts of things could be improved if they simply had better vendors. And it's a huge problem, and you can actually solve this problem. And in fact, this is what I've been doing, is I've been able to start solving this problem for a lot of people. I think it'd be nice if you knew just a little bit about me. Well, who am I exactly? Well, in addition to my work at Into Power, I'm also involved with nonprofit organizations. I love giving back, whether it's giving back by helping teach entrepreneurs and executives how to do better things in the world, or by working with young kids and improving education and food around the world. It's something that I greatly enjoy. I've got tons of certifications. I've spoken on 2 TEDx stages, and I've written the best-selling book in the world on SharePoint, which is Microsoft's collaboration software for executives and managers. And for over 20 years, I've trained over 20,000 people across 6 continents, and I've won awards from the World Bank and the US Supreme Court and a bunch of other places. And I've been consulting internationally for the last 10 years, and I've authored several books on retirement planning, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a second. And I want to share with you what my favorite student of all time had to say about me. I'm absolutely delighted that U.S. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg said that Mo is an expert not only in computer technology, he is a patient, sympathetic teacher who knows how to engage other minds. Right? I mean, my gosh, I don't think anyone has ever said anything this nice about me. And some of the places that I've worked, some of my clients include U.S. government agencies, other governments, big consulting firms, and Fortune 100 companies, and the list goes on and on and on. And my company, Into Power, we are actually available for services. You can actually buy our products and services in the United Nations global marketplace. We've done so much amazing work at the Inter-American Development Bank that we actually get sole source contracting with them. And we're a global partner with Microsoft. And I share all of that with you because there's something for you to consider about income. If you've been focusing only on the consumer market, you're simply selling one thing at a time to one individual. At least most of the time, that's how it works in the consumer market. And I want you to simply consider whatever that one thing is. Like, let's say you wrote a book, or let's say that you have a product or a service or something that you provide. Let's say that you only provide it to one person, but instead that one transaction, that one person you're dealing with, actually represents an entire corporation, and now they've bought a whole bunch at once. Now think about that just for a second, okay? And I'll give you an example from one of my retirement planning books, right? So I wrote a book on retirement planning and everything's going great. And then all of a sudden a client came and they bought 10,000 copies in one transaction unsolicited. And that's actually really important for you to understand, that unsolicited. I didn't go to them, they came to me, because over the last 10 years, one of the things that's been amazing to have in my business life is that I've gotten a boatload of referrals. That's right, lots and lots of referrals. Now, why is that important for you to know? Because in the process of doing referral work, I still had to go through their procurement process, which is the process of them buying goods and services. And so my clients were so generous, so kind with me, that I was like, I really don't know what to do here in procurement, because I've served in this capacity, that capacity, but not in procurement. So they actually gave me the right things to do to make sure that I would win contracts, and they made sure that my paperwork was completed properly. My clients have actually been helping me for years and years and years learn procurement, and now I want to share that with you. So here it goes. Here's everything in the world of procurement that you need to know. Got it? No, probably not, right? It's going to take you a little bit of time. Once you learn procurement, you can sell to anyone, anytime. But you've got to get started quickly, because otherwise you're going to take forever. And procurement can take years and years and years to learn. But I invite you to get started extremely fast, because then you can spend more time doing stuff like this, like being in Hawaii and enjoying your life, or whatever it is that makes you excited. So, for my friends in Toronto, or if you want to come travel to Toronto, I'm super excited to introduce to you my first ever seminar and course designed outside of the corporate world. In fact, what it is it's a course on how to get into the corporate world, and I call it the Corporate Sellout Quick Start. Because I think being a corporate sellout is a great thing. Because being a corporate sellout means that I earn income, I'm able to help people, and more people are able to use my services around the world. So what do you get in my one-day live intensive workshop? Well, you get a full day of training in one of the most beautiful office spaces that you can get, located in Scarborough, Ontario. That's in the Greater Toronto area, the GTA, and it's at Netwyn Place. And if you haven't been to Netwyn Place, you've got to check it out. You're going to love, love, love the space. We're going to treat you like royalty, so get ready for that. And in this course, you're going to learn how to deal with procurement. You're going to learn how to go through the process, what the paperwork is like, what it's like to sell to corporations versus governments versus international economic development banks. I'm not going to tell you or try and teach you anything that I don't know. I'm going to be sharing only the stuff that I have, selling to the biggest organizations in the world successfully. So you'll learn all sorts of stuff, including how to write proposals, how to write statements of work, how to write contracts, how you respond to requests for proposals, requests for information, and so forth and so on. I'm actually going to walk you through real procurement opportunities that are available right now that you can go after. And I'll show you how to sell to 150 countries in less than a year. That's right, how to make your products and services available to 150 countries in less than 1 year. And then there's some bonuses for you, because I think one day is a great way to get started, but there's more stuff to teach. So I've got 4 bonus webinars for you, including how do you create a unique value proposition that corporations want. You may have something awesome, but how do you word it? How do you package it in a way that corporations would want to buy it? For the next one, you got to set up a great LinkedIn profile. And you know who taught me how to set up a LinkedIn profile? The senior LinkedIn ambassador from Microsoft, who is amazing. And so I learned how to do LinkedIn profiles. And if you go check out my LinkedIn profile, you'll see why I get tons of connections, and I get the right connections. There's no junk there. Next, I'm going to teach you how to get corporate partnerships, starting with Microsoft. If that made sense to you, to partner with Microsoft, they want to help you. They're looking to work with small businesses. So you'll learn how to do that. And then you'll learn how to craft and review contracts, because that's extra work. That's stuff that we got to really take some concentrated time on. So I'm going to spend some time doing that with you. And of course, I'm going to give you an autographed copy of my SharePoint book, so you can start learning about collaboration, how to set up your team, because you're going to be making a lot more money and your business is going to expand. You need to learn those tools on how to expand that collaboration and automate your business, get reports, get data, analytics, and then as a huge bonus, huge bonus, I want you to bring a guest. I want you to bring your business partner. I want you to bring your CFO. I want you to bring, whoever it is in business that you're going to be working with in the procurement process. It's time to get the right people educated in your organization so that you can be successful. And then there's another bonus, a huge bonus. It's so huge that I call it a super duper bonus, which is that I will actually, me personally, and if you look at the number of people that I have one-on-one conversations with in my life, you'll see that I've been very fortunate to speak with some of the best executives and do all sorts of amazing things. And I will give you a 1-hour session with me where you can ask me anything you want, whether you need advice, you need coaching, you need connections. My Rolodex will be open for you. And this is only available to my students who do the following. 1, you must have completed every session. That's right, you must have completed the 1-day workshop, you must have completed all 4 webinars, you must have done number 2, completed all of the homework assignments that go with it. Because there's going to be stuff for you to do. In this 1-day workshop and at every single webinar, I'm going to give you a ton of homework. Because it's your business, there's stuff to do. This stuff doesn't happen magically. So you're actually going to get tons of real action items to do. And then you've got to be on time for everything. Because I'm not going to waste my time with people who can't have integrity. So if you're late for the session, you're late for the webinar, you got to leave early, I'm sorry, but this bonus doesn't apply to you. That's what makes it the super duper bonus. It's only for those that are playing at the highest level, and I promise you that in that 1 hour, I will give you everything. I will give you my undivided attention, all my connections, all my knowledge will be available for you. And so I invite you to join me in Toronto. And the offer for you, the tuition for this class, is only $997 Canadian. So for you Americans, that's basically free, right? That's basically free for us Americans. But it's only $997 Canadian. And so please only come to this if you are looking to expand your business, if you'd like to sell your services or your goods to the corporate world or large governments or state governments or in the international space, and you're actually willing to do the work. If you're not willing to do the work, please do not buy this course and do not show up because I don't want you to waste your time. But if you're highly motivated, I promise you that not only will I give you everything, I will even talk slower in class because I'll go from this quick message to making sure that you have both understanding and the right tools so you can achieve success. So thank you so much. My name is Mo Hassan with Into Power, and I'm looking forward to seeing you very soon in Scarborough at Netwyn Place.